years, I would love to see Brooklyn Empire as the forerunners of a revival movement. I would love them to be a self-contained, self-powerful entity.
Yeah.
That give artists freedom to express themselves in the best expression of their artistic ability. To be the forerunners and revival of giving our women honor and our men honor. A label that can be the antithesis to an industry that is killing us. That's what I would love to see.
That's dope. That's dope.
B, what's
Don't know how these niggas be clapping niggas when niggas want to pay niggas their money, man.
93, man.
Niggas got families and shit, man. They acting like they entitled to shit, man.
Have crack.
If you owe me, nigga, I'm coming for you, man. That's the disease of a thug, nigga. I hope you understand that. Fuck. The disease of thugs, we ain't scared to breathe and slur, so don't approach us. You don't know us, so don't approach us. You don't know us, so don't approach us. You don't know us. The disease of thugs, we ain't scared to breathe and slur, so don't approach us. Cause you don't know us.
Hi, welcome to Accasia Hanson podcast. Today we have the lovely Magnus O'Hayden. How you doing?
How you doing, baby girl? What's good?
Not much. I'm doing good. Just to start off the interview, we're gonna start off with something a bit light. Like, what is it that inspires you? I mean, what is it that you love about music or hip hop, or what is it that brought you here?
Wow, I love that. To make it small, I
You
come
like
from a
big
long
too?
line. Okay. I was born and raised in Brooklyn, New York.
Yeah.
I was born in Brownsville. I was raised in Flatbush. Same part, Brooklyn. I come from a family of musicians.
Yeah.
You know, Godfather Don, Ultramagnetic MCs. You know what I'm saying? Big Daddy Kane, Chubb Rock is my cousin, the Chubster. Word up. These are my family members.
Okay.
But unfortunately, you know, at the age of 11 and 12, I began to, you know, to do some things. At the age of 18, going on 19, I went to prison. I did 20 years for murder.
Wow.
And I came home 2015. Now, the thing about this is that I already had this inspiration of hip hop from the ages of 11, 9 years old, even 8, to the ages of 18. So I never let that spirit leave me. And when I came home and I seen the nature of hip hop and the music that was being played, I felt that if I didn't say nothing about it, being that I have a vast knowledge of hip hop from its inception, that I was doing myself and everybody else a disingenuous act. You understand? So instead of me talking about it, I wanted to make sure that I can take a lot of artists and MCs together and put them together to create a variety of music that we actually at this point are losing.
Right.
And the world is being portrayed from the American media a false sense of culture. You understand?
That's the truth.
So I designed the entire label. From an empire.
So hold on, we'll get to that. We'll get to that. The next question.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. So you sort of touched on base on what in a whole inspired you, but was there a moment? Was there an artist? Was there a family member that was like, where you're like, yeah, you know what? This is what I want to do. Like, was it in prison? Was it a friend in prison? Was it like, what happened?
Not actually, but in a sense it was. At the age of I say 6, 7, I moved to the Vanderveer Estates, considered projects in Brooklyn, New York, the East Flatbush, in Brooklyn, New York. And I was living with my grandmother, my father, and I had a whole host of my aunts, my uncles. We was all in this big 3-bedroom apartment.
Right.
But my uncle was so engrossed in music that he used to play the drums.
Okay.
And one day at the age of, I think it was 6 or 7,
Yeah.
I walked to this door and I heard these drums being played.
Yeah.
I fell in love ever since.
Yeah, you're like, what's that? That's
You know
really,
what I mean?
that's brilliant. Okay, first question, like, okay, you do hip hop and rap, a lot of violence and crime and stuff like that is talked about. So, you hear people talk about the fake rappers and this, that. So everybody always wants to know, like, have you been intertwined? You already talked about being in prison, but did you grow up in the neighborhoods or like you
Yes.
saw a neighborhood? Like, we just want to hear the story behind.
Yes.
Your,
Listen, I'm not going to incriminate myself here.
yeah, obviously,
But
your
look, but
discretion.
what I will say is, what I will say is this, is that I've been exposed
You've been exposed to pretty much
that other
everything you
side
heard
of
about.
lifestyle, right? Now, honestly speaking, in regards to hip hop and what we call the expression of this so-called gangster media, all right, it's two things that we need to know. I'm gonna make it brief. First of all, gangster rap did not come from the East Coast. It came from the West Coast.
Okay.
Number two is that gangster rap was actually never known as something that was destructive to his own community.
Okay. Okay.
All right. Gangster rap was considered gangster rap when it actually started speaking about going against the establishment.
Right.
Niggas with attitudes, fight the power. It was considered as radical. But when you had a bunch of dudes from the hood that was spitting it, they considered it gangster rap.
Yeah.
All right. So the first thing I want to say is that when you got individuals that were selling drugs and shooting people, even killing people, doing all the evils of our society. The truth of the matter is that many of them did become rappers. Many of them did become rappers. But what they was doing is the rappers that was around these individuals begin to express what they experienced. So they was more narrators.
So I was gonna go on to the next question: is that do you intertwine this in your music? Do you speak the truth about the streets? I guess.
Yes, exactly. Because the thing is, you may sit there and be like, "Yo, Magnus ain't going out there shooting nobody. He ain't going out there stabbing nobody." The truth of the matter is that I already did that.
Right, right.
Now, another fact of that is that let's not act like that same mentality is not existing today that I had 20-some years ago.
Oh, right.
So if I say I will shoot your moms, I will top your father. If you out and you living in poverty, you living in hunger, and you got these individuals that's going around, you think they're committing crimes, but in all reality, the conditions is make them want to survive. This is how brutal they are to eat. I understand that mentality. So I mean, related to, yo, don't tell me about, the woman that's running around here acting like a whore, fucking everybody. When she been raped since she was 5 years old.
Right, right. You don't know the history.
Yes. Stop judging people. So we from an empire on all levels. Versatility in music is expressing what I want. See, if you go back to the Negro spiritual, it was about pain and what we was going through. R&B, rhythm and blues, about pain and what we going through. He hurt her, he lied to her, she lied to him, he cheated on her. This is pain, but it's blues with a rhythm.
Yeah, the rhythm. Nice.
You know?
Nice. And when you're riding in your car to the shop or back and forth, what do you listen to?
Honestly?
Your own?
Yeah.
You're not allowed to say that. You're not allowed to say that.
How you do that? How you do that, baby girl? Yeah,
you're not allowed to say that. You have to say somebody else.
Honestly, listen. I'll be honest.
Yeah.
No, I do. If I'm not listening to Brooklyn Empire music and all our allies and collaborators, then I listen to people like Dave East.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? The Lots. I listen to people like Big, Hot.
Yeah.
Sometimes Jay, Nas, Mobb Deep, Rakim, Wu-Tang. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? So I listen to that because it has much more substance.
Yeah. Substance. That's it. More depth.
Yeah.
On all levels. Yeah.
Yes, some substance. I listen to Mary, Total, Faith.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, love
You know,
Mary. I
112.
seen her live. Yeah,
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 I mess with Fantasia,
yeah,
Keisha Cole,
yeah, yeah,
Mariah. I'm on that. You know,
yeah,
Beyonce. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah. A bit of everything.
yeah. I like that. You understand?
Cool. Cool. So that's fantastic. So next question is what do you think of all the deaths in hip hop? Okay, and by that I mean, do you feel like you touched on that people talk about the streets and stuff like that, things that they've been through, but do you feel like it influences people too, or where do you stand on this debate about the deaths in hip hop? Because they tend to be more than every other industry.
You know, it's one way I'm going to explain it, and then get a clarification to the second part.
Okay.
The first part is this: when you have any influential figure in history, we found out that major people was involved with assassination and murder of these individuals. Magnus, what are you getting at? What are you talking about? Listen, you look at Malcolm X and Latrice Lumumba, there was a lot of greater entities involved in their death, right? Now, what they got to do with hip hop? The same thing, the same principle applies. The truth of the matter is that we're not seeing the deaths of hip hop artists because of great conspiracies. A lot of these hip hop artists is associated with gangs, gang violence, and civil rivalry. This is where we may see it. It's a violence that is actually killing these artists. But we got to understand what is the culture and the history of these artists before they became stars in their artistry.
Yeah.
A lot of these dudes is gang related.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, so you got rivals, you got opposition to yourself. They done did things in the street that some of us can't even imagine. And all of a sudden, you're walking on 200,000, 300,000. You flashing jewels and guns and money everywhere. Now, so, you know, the rate of hate and jealousy and malice and envy is at its highest peak. And where do you find these artists dying at? In the same neighborhoods they came from.
Yeah.
Facts.
Yeah.
From all the way from King Vaughn to Nipsey Hussle. They died in the same neighborhoods they raised up in. What caused that? Even the King Dolph, King, you know, and Young Dolph and King Vaughn. You understand?
Yeah.
From Triple X.
Yeah, everybody.
We keep going. The only one that died from a overdose was the boy in the plane.
Yeah, Juice WRLD.
Yeah, Juice WRLD. He went out. He's high. You know what I'm saying? I mean, let's be serious. But when you look at everybody else, it's some gang violence.
Yeah, outside of the music industry itself.
Yeah.
Right. I feel you. That's
knowledge.
Money. That's knowledge. Right.
You understand? So I'm not looking at it like, yo, these rabbits are just dying. No, he's been a gang and been banging since he was 17.
Yeah.
What type of history you expect him to have when the time he's 25 and fall with 4 million?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Come on, I'm not surprised. So when we look at that in violence, it's violence in hip hop. Well, according to who?
No, from where they're from, it's just part of life.
Yeah. So we need to understand that. You know, we need to really understand that people are involved in things before they even get into this type of spotlight.
Yeah.
I can't sit there and look at it, we just lost 20 or 30, 40, 50 artists. Well, they haven't been running around robbing and shooting people. I don't think that would happen.
Yeah.
It don't make a difference if I did it. If my mans did it, I'm still held accountable.
Yeah.
My mans went over there and shot up a whole block and hit a little girl. They don't give a damn about the people who did the shooting. All they're going to do is associate the people who were shooting with me.
Yeah. And
I could be totally innocent. See? So we need to understand the circumstances that govern that type of lifestyle what they're trying to produce in hip-hop. It's totally disingenuous and it's misrepresented. We have to make a stand on this. We have to say something about this to give it clarity. Yeah. And that's what's not happening.
Yeah.
But that's me just rambling.
No, but that's definitely some clarity because I never looked at it from that perspective. I've heard all type of angles, but that's a perspective for sure. Where do you think the state of hip hop is headed? Like, is it gonna go back to the early 2000s where things were like bang bang, like in the club, just living a good life, or do you think it's gonna Like, I guess it's more about, is the economy gonna change? Is the life? What do you see everything heading? But most importantly, music.
It's sad to say, but I must say the truth. Hip hop has never been the issue. Music has never been the issue.
Yeah.
Music, no matter what form or shape or fashion, has no power at all.
Yeah.
The power of music lies in those who can produce multi-music to mass media. Who can produce the most to a mass media and get them to buy a product?
Yeah.
This is all about consumerism in music and hip hop. It
Yeah.
just happened the fact that a lot of times, how can people around the world relate to a whole bunch of African Americans who are descendants of slaves? Let's think about it. At one point, they called hip hop music jungle music. They never thought that hip hop would take it to the building. So what happened? That means a whole bunch of people in poor countries begin to relate with us.
Yes.
We share the same circumstance. So it became a universal language. Now, who want to get control of that?
Exactly.
I want to get control of it. If I'm a company, I can get control of it. And I can take control of it if I can control a media mass. So if I can produce 15,000 or 20,000 or 30,000 viewers more than you, I can express more than you. So the culture of hip hop is not even in the hands of people. It's in the hands of the producers.
Yeah.
Brooklyn Empire want to change that. Yeah. We say we are the producers.
And my next question is, tell us about your label. That's exactly the next question. Tell us about your label.
So, oh man, Brooklyn Empire right now going on 9.5 years. February 7th of 2024 will be our 10 years. We became an actual label on August 23rd, 2020. We signed artists, have some of the best artists. We do our own events, we do shows and all. We're a full functional label. Branch members are part of us as well. Connections to mad radio stations and even in different countries. No. What are we representing? Our profession is to demonstrate music that is the industry is not producing. So even though that we came from Brooklyn, the empire is everybody that wants to get together and show their real power and unity, that they can change the system in a second. All they got to do is have the will. See, if we share the same vision, this is what Brooklyn Empire does. And on our symbol, there's a B and an E with a crown on the top. So it means knowledge, wisdom, understanding, man, woman, and child. God, goddesses, and prince.
Yeah.
Commission, this is what it means. Be that king, be that queen. Own up to who you are. Yeah. That's the empire. If you fuck with our music, they fuck with us. I hear it, they feel the spirit. Everybody unites. They become BE.
Yeah.
They become the ideal. They become the voice.
Yeah.
You make it happen. We don't need these people to tell us how to control the media. We're the best of them.
Yeah.
We're the best of them, and we won't fail. So the label itself is a representation of a movement.
Yeah. But listen,
and all of that. You understand?
A personal question alongside, everyone's know about if people living in the street life and what it's like here, but also, a lot of musicians tend to be playboys, but there are people like Jay-Z, they pretend to be a playboy for 10 years, but had Beyonce and got married and all that. What is your situation? Are you a playboy or are you a romantic? So your fans know.
Honestly, I'm married, happily married.
Oh, bless him.
Yeah.
Bless him.
I had a beautiful wife who's also an artist.
Oh, bless him. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Some artists promote a lot of hoership, but people are married out here. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm charming.
What? Sorry?
I'm charming.
Charming.
I'm charming.
Nice.
And I know that on another level, as far as loyalty go, and honor go, I think that I say this. For people who are striving to get into a relationship, I would say, try to meet each other on each other's happiness. What makes that person happy and what makes you happy. and see if y'all can unite on that.
That's the best thing.
But the truth of the matter is that we can always sit there and say, I love you to death, and I can hate your actions.
Yeah, you can be happy. Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah,
so I would sit there and say, yo, do I like you?
Not
Do
just
I like
you to provide, like, do I like you?
Yeah. Let's get out this love thing. Let's go to a do I like you first.
That's knowledge.
Now we got people like, yo, you know, Jay-Z and Beyonce, and
yeah,
we got these artists, they fall into forms of infidelity. This is the first thing
I'll
say.
No, but I didn't mean when I mentioned Jay-Z and Beyonce, I meant that they were in a relationship for 10 years and kept
yeah,
it.
I mean,
yeah, and then they just come out and got married. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Okay,
when they fall into these forms of infidelity.
Yeah.
It's actually not the acts of the evil.
Yeah.
What are y'all gonna do after that?
Yeah. How do you recover after the storm?
How do you understand? Because the thing is, he could have went anywhere and she could have went anywhere.
Yeah.
We got individuals who are the most wanted individuals on the planet.
Yeah.
Now, the truth of the matter is that in our status, we may not have a clue who's much more important and significant to anybody we deal with outside of ourselves. Only person I know is you. We married.
Yeah, that's right.
We don't went through the 4. We don't went through 3 babies. You know, you want to take that chance again?
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? I'm gonna go date this dude. You know, he gonna go date her.
All over it again, and it dilutes the feeling. At first, it dilutes. You know what I mean? As you go along. Yes.
So it starts
fight for the one. Yeah.
And that's how you do it. Yo, listen. How am I to you? Am I important? Am I significant? You can have what you want. I'm saying if you want this is what I expect. That type of clarity will bring many situations to a halt. Yeah. What am I expecting from this relationship? Stop giving me all the always and forever. That's not true.
Yeah. yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Let's be honest. So am I a playboy? I'm always be a playboy. I love the ladies.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean I can be charming. I can be empowering. That doesn't mean I have to be infidelis.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be. You know what I mean? It
doesn't mean I have to be vulgar and disrespectful.
Yeah,
I can honor a beautiful black woman and any beautiful woman. That's my nature as a man. My wife would never have to fear that when I understand the nature of what type of woman I have to honor other women.
Nature of a man, but the conqueror of a man is to tame it. Yeah.
So I can sit there and mind the beauty in other women. You know, she's a beautiful woman. I hope she get a beautiful husband.
Yeah.
You need to start getting married more.
You
understand? I mean, when we're young, we in the teens, in the 20s.
Yeah, you're wild. You're wild. I know. I've been listening to music. I've been listening. Okay, so we've discussed a little bit. You mentioned where you're from, but can you tell us more about where you're from? Like you're from Brooklyn.
Yes.
I'm out of Brooklyn.
Yeah. I'm a native of Brooklyn.
Okay, born and raised. Yep.
Yeah, born and raised. And my foundation's in Brooklyn. I've been raised by Trinidadians, Haitians, Jamaicans. You know what I'm saying? Bayesians, barbarians, goons, killers, lovers, fighters, scholars, intellects. I met the devil and God.
Yeah, beautiful.
You know what I mean? So I can say Brooklyn. Brooklyn is I like this. I like this statement. Brooklyn ain't a borough or a place on the map. It's a blood type.
Okay.
Brooklyn's a blood type. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Beautiful. Okay. And how long have you been doing music, like professionally? Would you say just since you heard the drums, you're like, this is my life, and I want to take it seriously because you had so much influence around you? Or was it at a later stage, or was it after prison, or when did you say, nah, I'm going to take this professionally?
Honestly, I can send you a song right now with me and a heavy hitter, professional, when I was 12 years old.
Wow.
on YouTube right now.
Wow.
You hear me rap
Wow.
on YouTube with a professional.
It was 12 years
When I
old.
was 12 years old.
So we say before 12 because you made it to the show. Wow. Wow,
You understand?
Born to rise. Mm.
Understand, baby girl? So I've been in this game for a minute. I've been had this passion. You know what I think I lacked out of anything?
What?
The know-how.
Okay. Just doing it
I
the
know,
right way.
yes. Because I know others have talent as well.
Yeah.
They're getting beat by labels, they're getting raped by labels.
Yeah, because you have the business sense. You gotta have that before anything.
Yes. And I learned that business sense from an early age.
Yeah, yeah.
Who's more equipped and better to take it upon themselves that have been given that experience.
Right. Okay, if you could collaborate with anybody, dead or alive, who would be one female and one male? And they gotta be people that are like people that will recognize worldwide.
If I could collaborate with a male, dead or alive.
Who?
Dead or alive.
Dead or alive, yep.
If they was dead, a male.
No.
I would love, I'm going to male first. I would love to collaborate.
Okay.
With Biggie Smalls.
Yeah. Okay.
I would love to collaborate with Biggie.
Yeah, respect. Okay.
All right. If I had a female that was dead or alive that I would love to collaborate with.
Singer or rapper?
Aaliyah.
Hell yeah.
I would love to collaborate with her in the studio.
Yeah, that's dope. That's dope.
Feel me?
Yep. Where do you see yourself in the next 5 to 10 years? And that's a hard question because after COVID, things you can't really plan ahead. Like, where is the destination of all this? More exposure, spreading your message. Like, where do you want to see it go?
I want to see
tours or something like. What do you?
In 5 years, I would love to see Brooklyn Empire as the forerunners of a revival movement. I would love them to be a self-contained, self-powerful entity.
Yeah.
That give artists freedom to express themselves in the best expression of their artistic ability. To be the forerunners and revival of giving our women honor and our men honor. A label that can be the antithesis to an industry that is killing us. That's what I would love to see.
That's dope. That's dope. So it comes to the end of the interview. I like to keep them short so I can introduce new people to you, and then they got time to listen to the 3 songs I'm gonna pin of yours at the end of this interview. But I hope you come back on the show frequently because we're gonna want to keep up. We're gonna want to keep up with you. Yeah, we're number 1 fans. Yeah. All right, God bless. Let me stop the interview.
How do you define rap? What constitutes rap?
That's just what it is. It's poetry.
Yeah. EMP. We do it. We breathing slugs. We cock and bust. It take knots to take guts. A knife in the gut, I push and thrust. These halls we gut with a lust. Look at me, I'm living in lust. You can imagine when I'ma make them snuff. Imagine when I'ma make them snuff. No disrespect to the big homie Joey cracking. BE get it poppin' without saying what's cracking. Yeah, we deep from Flatbush to Manhattan. We got some hammers to push that Manhattan. We get it poppin', it's like saying what's cracking. I'm on your block by the garbage, I'm like savages. I drink natties, I eat cold sandwiches. I burn cannabis, I think so savagely. Yeah, these maggots act so cool that he got bread, he ain't feeding, I'm turning him to fool. Tell him to meet me in back of the school. And everybody gon' clear his faces to the pool. You don't want us type this shit to happen to you. The fanny, the casket, get a grass in this mood. I like a cat, I catch it, a Mac go boom. I like action, I'm actually long. Yeah. I'm an actual goon. I heard them, they whack, that's the actual truth. I'm BE, I'm actually loose. I'm actually shoot. With 2 Max, I'm actually ruthless. This Mac will make you like factually mute. Your ears is gone, go hard or go home. We got scars on our body that'll break your bone. My mans don't flash, we just dig in our pants and throw a Glock in your face. Yeah, we'll cop back. I cop back. I cop back. I cop back, yeah. I said my mans don't flash, we just dig in our pants and throw a Glock in your face. We'll cop back. BE, we'll cop back. We'll cop back. We'll cop back. It's the M to the G, Z to G to the Izzy. The haters stay greasy, BE stay flit out. Ride for 7 days, I'll clap you till you die. I just bought 2 Magnus, I'll burn you till you fry with a match of Magnus. EMP Magistrate, BVE, what up? Come on, man, well done. Yo, no, see though, they did be playing, son. You know, I feel bad. I feel bad. My dreams come in a fog, full of victims and people I robbed. I was hungry, I think that was a job. So when I move now, I'm pursued by a mob. Cause you a bug, these 4 slugs will do the job. And this is the language of bangers and the scarred. And it won't change, the game broke me apart. I guess I'm scattered like I'm bad at this guard. I'm like F y'all, I ain't talking about my moms. I'm talking about my mans, y'all can't understand. I can't understand y'all. Man, they hands up on me, hard in ditches, it's really all vicious. Protect your home and guard your chickens. Yeah, me, so I walk alone. Man, guard your riches, cause you ain't home. You ain't fam, I'm feeding you to the fishes. Something fishy, F you, this me.
All I can do is pray for us. All I can do is pray for us. All I can do is pray for us. All I can do. All I can do is pray for us. All I can do is pray for us. All I can do is pray for us. All I can do. God forgive me for my sins, and if I violate them.
Yo, son, these niggas is wildin'.
B, what's
You don't know how these niggas be clapping niggas when niggas wanna pay niggas they money, man.
93, man.
Niggas got families and shit, man. They acting like they entitled to shit, man.
Half crack.
If you owe me, nigga, I'm coming for you, man. That's the disease of a thug, nigga. I hope you understand that. Fuck. The disease of thugs, we ain't scared to breathe and slur, so don't approach us. You don't know us, so don't approach us. You don't know us, so don't approach us. You don't know us. The disease of thugs, we ain't scared to breathe and slur, so don't approach us. Cause you don't know us, so don't approach us. You don't know us, don't approach us, man.
This is BE, baby, yo, set it